So this girl on TikTok basically exposed how much she spent on her wedding, right? So when your wedding is over and it's time to pay the expenses, let's see, and hold on, where's the expenses? Okay. So she has one card balance. Hold on, let me do this. One card balance at $16,430.84. Another one is $16,044.51. Another one is $14,276.85. And her regular savings account only has $10.01 in it. It looks like she might have like an investment account with about like $2,575 in it. But the reality is she basically has no money and she spent nearly 50 grand on one day for a wedding, right? So $46,752.20 worth of wedding credit card debt and only $10 saved. Now, what's also interesting about this on her account, right? She also had this video where it says, "Remember that girl that got 40K debt paid off by people sending her $1. If 46,000 people would send us $1, we could pay off our wedding credit card debt." Right? And she literally put her Venmo in her caption on this video. Like, really? Right? Let's see. This person says that's crazy. It's almost like you literally chose a $46,000 wedding. The fact that this has become a thing is wild AF to me. Nah, I'll keep my $1 for my wedding. Side eye, praying this is satire. You ain't invite me, so I'm not cash apping nothing. Me personally, I wouldn't do a 46K wedding if I couldn't afford it. Like, see, that's the thing, right? If you had, if you were making really good money and you had cash sitting around that you saved up for your wedding specifically, more power to you. But in this situation, they literally had no money and decided to put all the expenses on credit cards, right? And I'm going to show you something that's like pretty disgusting about that, right? Let's see, I bet you didn't expect these comments. I didn't make you have a 46K wedding. Who chose to have a 46K wedding? I never understand putting yourself in debt for a party. Yeah, and again, for a day. A day, right? Keep that in mind. A day. So, on some of her comments on her original thing, personally, I'd rather put that money into a house. I agree. And by the way, there is a show on, I think, Netflix still called Mortgage or Marriage. And it really breaks this, like, sad situation down even more, like, into even more depth because you have people literally choosing a marriage, a single day, spending 50, 60, maybe even 80 grand on a wedding, and instead of putting that as a down payment for their house, which is just completely insane to me. 50K for a wedding is insane, bruh. Yeah, let's start a marriage off with debt. Great job. It's horrible. Like, what people don't even understand for some reason is that one of the main reasons why like marriages fail is finances, like financial troubles. This could have gotten you a free luxury honeymoon if you had used a travel credit card instead of BOA. Well, you shouldn't have even used a credit card for any of this at all. Not a good start to a marriage. And here I'm stressing about my credit card that's $800 in debt. Make sure you pay that off. I skipped the wedding and put a 20% down payment on my home. Nice. We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like. I agree. There's a reason the working class stays poor. We've been programmed to get into huge debt early. Divorce in 7 years or less. Everyone keeps falling for the trap thinking they're royalty. Remember to save for the divorce. I'll never understand the necessity of spending so much money in a wedding. Mine costed $10 through the courthouse. Props to you. Having mine in Mexico, everything is paid before, but it's going to cost 10K. Okay, I can understand a 10K wedding. The thing is, I could even understand a 50K wedding if you're making multiple hundred thousands of dollars a year, if not millions, with no debt. right? If you just wanted to spend that type of money. Like it's just a crazy amount of money to actually spend. And again, I don't know what they're actually making, but it's just like they're probably, I'm going to assume, probably not making that much money, or if they are, they're just extremely dumb with how they manage their money because they only got $10 in their checking account. Double it and give it to the next person. Why do people hate on how someone does their wedding? If you want a courthouse wedding, good. You want a big wedding, good. You choose what you want. See, I agree with that statement, but at the same time, this is just financially dumb, right? This is extremely financially dumb. Wait, 46K? I wish ours costed close to 100K for 3 days, and that was being very conservative. It must be like a cultural thing, maybe. Mine was $800. Why waste so much on a wedding? Yeah, I think this is maybe more so a cultural situation. But at the same time, it's like you don't got the money. Like you do not have the money, right? And so what I also wanted to show, right? Now because technically, right, it's on different credit cards, but just to keep it simple, right? I'm doing it this way, right? She has like one, two, three different credit cards, right? But I just decided to put it on one just to keep it simple. And typically, an interest rate for some credit cards are about 29%. So the credit card balance $46,752.02. How is your minimum payment calculated? Interest plus 1% of the balance. So your minimum payment, just the minimum payment on her credit card debt, potentially, right? Because I don't actually know what she's dealing with, could be $1,597.37, right? Now, this is only if she were to pay the minimums, which a lot of people do. That means it would take you 516 months to be rid of your debt. Now, to put that into perspective, you spent 1 day spending 50 grand basically, and that is costing you years, years, right? So let's do this. Calculator. So the average day in a month, right? Actually, no. Let's not do that. Let's do this. 516 months, right? Let's divide that by 12 months. So that's going to cost you 43 years. Is that crazy? Wait, that no, that seems insane, right? Is that really? No, that can't be 43 years, right? Hold on. 12 months. No, hold on. 516 months divided by 12 months. Really, 43 years. Wow, that's crazy. That is seriously crazy. I don't know why anyone would actually want to do that though. Hold on. I think I'm completely screwing up my math for some reason. So hold on. How many actually no. Months to year calc. I think I'm completely screwing this up. It just seems way too crazy. So I was right. Holy crap. 43 years. Like, can you think about that for a second? Like, it wasn't like registering in my brain because it just seemed so crazy to me. But think about it this. This could have potentially cost someone 43 years of their life for a single freaking day. Wow. That is that is depressing as hell to me. Like, why do people do this to themselves? And you're spending nearly double that in terms of interest alone. Wow. Like, people need to be so much more careful with how they spend money. And here's the thing, I don't even have anything against people spending their money how they want to spend their money. The thing is, this isn't even their money. This is the credit card's money. So they're spending money that they don't actually have and just completely destroying themselves financially. This is why you need to stay out of debt, because you could completely screw yourself financially speaking for the rest of your life by doing this. Like, this is just so insane. So insane. Now, what I also wanted to show you, right? Let's say that instead of going into debt for a wedding like this, you decided to save up and put this money towards an investment, right? Like, let's say instead of being in debt this amount, let's say that you actually had the cash and you decided to put this into an investment, right? So we'll do $46,752.20. We'll have zero contributions, and they look like they were like in their mid 20s or whatever. So let's say that the retirement age is about 66. So that'd be about 46 years of compound interest. The estimated interest rate will do 10% just because you could pretty much put it into like SPY or the S&P 500 basically and get roughly about 10%. Now obviously it fluctuates, but I'm just using that as like an example, right? And it might vary 1 to 2%. We'll just do 1%. Compound frequency annually, calculate. So if you were to put this money not into a wedding, but into maybe even like a down payment for a house, like real estate investments, or something like the index fund, like S&P 500 index fund, right? You are potentially robbing yourself, like of your future money, of close to almost $4 million, right? Compared to being in credit card debt, almost losing double what you were initially charged for in just interest. Like, that's crazy. Not to mention losing 43 years of your life to paying this debt off. Whereas this, if you just stuck it into like one investment that would average about 10%, by the time you retire, roughly in the same amount of, like, think about it. So this one says, like, okay, let's do 43 to make it a little bit more specific because it was the 43 amount, right, on the credit card minimum payment. And we'll do calculate. So in 43 years, you will have $2,816,355.76. Like, think about that. And that is to the good. That means you'll actually have that money, right? Compared to paying minimums on your credit card balance, you are gone $112,256.42 in interest plus your initial credit card balance of $46,752.02, right? So you're almost in, like, you've almost lost basically 200 grand, right? With one option and 43 years of your life paying that amount. Whereas this one, you stuck it into the S&P 500 basically, and at the same time interval without having to do anything extra at all, like in like literally never investing again, you'd come out with close to $3 million. That kind of goes to show you like why it is so important to just not be in debt, to have an emergency fund, to spend less than what you make, and just automatically invest your money. Because like if we did the 50 or the $46,752, right? And we also did, let's just say, $300 a month towards like automatically investing towards your future, right? and calculate it. Now you're close to $5 million, right? Which is crazy. Crazy how much money that they're losing. Like, so I don't really understand why people do this. I don't understand why people actively choose to basically cut off their own feet for a wedding. Like, I don't understand it personally, right? But yeah, feel free to give your thoughts. I just think this is a very bad financial choice. And if you want to learn how to get out of debt, learn how I got out of debt and grew my net worth, go down below. I think this is a very dangerous position to be in for a marriage or for anyone in general to be in this much credit card debt. Like, this is a very scary situation, and you could be potentially literally losing decades of your life